gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, willkommen. Welcome to the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World. Presented by Sauerland Event and Don King Productions in association with Haymaker and Golden Boy Promotions. This bout is sanctioned by the FBA President Willibald Palatine and the World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza. At ringside, the three judges scoring this bout on the 10-point system are from Italy, Stefano Carrozza. From Spain, Juan Manuel Garcia Reyes. And from the United States, Tom Miller. And inside the ring, the referee in charge of the action at the bell, from Puerto Rico, Luis Pabon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, Del Roteca, wearing the Union Jack colors, official weight 98.4 kilograms. Professional record 23 fights, 22 victories, including 21 knockouts. From London, England, the challenger, undefeated as a heavyweight and the former cruiserweight champion of the world, David the Haymaker Fighting out of the blue corner, De Blauenicke, wearing black, official weight 143.3 kilograms. Professional record 52 fights, 50 victories, including 34 KOs. From St. Petersburg, Russia, the two-time reigning, defending WBA heavyweight champion of the world, the Russian giant. Dame Gasparai, Nikolai Valuev.
Referee is from Puerto Rico. There's been so much talk here, but it has to stop now. This is where Haye has to back up the words with action. He's got personal with Valuev, and now he has to get up close.
Okay, guys, I give you introduction in the dressing room. They're having a clean match. Good luck, and God bless you.
Valuev has never been off his feet in 52 contests. David Haye, with a reputation as a power puncher, will we see the hit-and-run speed style that most people think he needs in this fight?
I hope we do see that, Ian, but I hope that the first chance he gets, he tests Valuev's chin, because I would say David is the biggest puncher Valuev has faced.
And what happens the first time Valuev lands against the fighter who's been on the floor a few times? Hey, just look at the difference here. Valuev, immense. This is the difference in size between a heavyweight and a flyweight. But of course, anyone over 14 stone 4 in boxing is automatically a heavyweight, which is why these two are in the same ring.
And Valuev has landed and perfected the method of getting up close without taking punches. He's got David on his back foot, which will take some of the power away. Obviously, David is going to have to punch upwards, which will also take away a little bit of his power. So it's going to have to be in-out raiding tactics, but he's been pushed as we expected, straight onto the back foot.
Just on a reconnaissance mission early on, Haye, trying not to get involved, pot-shotting the odd shot, then on his bike again, Valuev. You can see what he's about. He knows what Haye will try, and he will try to cut off the corners, ram home his jab, and if he can, a quite damaging uppercut too.
And he does have an excellent defence, Valuev. He's not quick, so he has to compensate for that with a real tight defence, and he's walking up close already to Haye. He could end up burning a lot of nervous energy just because he's under pressure every second. Tried the right hand there, but he was on the move, so obviously losing a lot of his power.
Might need a step ladder to land the punches as well, Haye. He's had his trainers wearing 7-inch Gothic heels to try to simulate what Valuev will be like in the ring. He's been punching upwards, all the equipment's been changed, so he's punching high, but it's difficult.
Well, the best you can see is he's managing maybe to frustrate Valuev in the opening round, but not really landing any punches, which is fine. He's right to have a look. See, you can imagine what it's like giving away 7 stone, but you don't know until you're in there doing it. And David Haye is just finding out what it's like right now.
Good body shot there from Haye. That brought a roar of applause from the British fans. He does have 13 wins inside 2 rounds, Haye. He definitely can hit, and I suspect he can hit even up at heavyweight. But this is only his 3rd fight at the weight. Did anyone get a title shot that quick other than Pete Rademacher, who fought Floyd Patterson in his first fight in '56?
He was just kind of thumped with a counter punch there, and you see it put him straight back onto the defensive. He is just realising how huge this task is. His tactics are right. He's a little bit negative as far as winning the opening round goes. He's landed a good body shot, but this is the tactics he has to employ and hopefully keep frustrating Valuev into making mistakes. But Valuev defends his tight in that instance.
Good tactics these, I think, from Haye, and he might have landed more despite being on the back foot.
Держи на месте, потому что он все время старается в контратаке сходу назад атаковать. Не налезай, а так все нормально.
Alexander Zimin is the recently recruited new trainer for Valuev. That was after his only defeat against Ruslan Shagayev a few fights ago.
When you're going to sting him, think first, sting him and be gone. Stay away from the ropes, and when you get close to the ropes, fidget and go.
Adam Booth is the trainer. You'll notice all the team are wearing blue. They wear colours, apparently according to that night's strategy. It was red against Enzo Macronelli for aggression when they took him out in 2 rounds. Tonight, icy blue.
Well,
Cool
I think
approach.
that was a sensible opening round. He did land a good body shot, but he was forced onto the defensive for the full 3 minutes. So, obviously away from home, difficult to hope you're going to win a round on the back foot like that.
Yes, there's always the question of how the judges would score a round like that. But aggression has to be effective aggression. I'm not sure Valuev landed much at all, you know, in that first round, despite plodding forward all the time.
Yeah, he landed a couple of counters that knocked David to the side a little bit. They weren't great clean punches, which is maybe just as well. Not really many punches landed from either man. You can't really score for one punch, if you like, in a round.
It's real cat and mouse stuff. But so far so good, in a way, for David Haye, because he really can't afford to just stand there mixing it. He'll reckon, I think, at some point, he'll leap in with one of those hooks, and he's hoping he'll get Valuev going for the first time in the Russian's career.
Well, he just come up with a cheeky little left hook there. He's not looking for power, which I'm pleased about. He's mobile. He's not taking anything. Valuev trying to raise the pace a little bit. He's becoming frustrated. The crowd were booing a little bit there, but I think they want Haye to stand and trade. Obviously, he will not do that.
He does generally have a gunslinger's mentality, David Haye, when he's in there. And I wonder if at some point the switch will move over back to that. But the team have worked so hard on the plan that they don't want it thrown away. Well, Lennox Lewis said it, didn't he? You can't hit what you can't catch.
Landed a couple of jabs to the chest, Valuev, but he's not catching David's head, which is good news. David needs these tactics, but just has to land a few more punches.
He's been much more mobile than Evander Holyfield, who fought Valuev a year ago. Very close fight. Many people thought Holyfield won it. He didn't get it. not here in Germany. And Holyfield was 46 at the time. Having said that, he's probably got a better chin than Haye. Well, he has.
I mean, this is just so difficult for Haye. Just come up for the cruiser. Oh, beautiful right hand!
Oh, terrific shot there. Valuev shakes his head. The giant just demurred for a moment there.
Well, that was the Valuev coming back with the jab there. Well, the better punches have come from Haye in this round. Still obviously looking a little bit negative, but that's what we want to see from him.
This may be the only way to do it with a 7-stone differential.
Oh, they're looking for a flag here. Oh, but he's onside. What a chance. Oh, surely, yes. It's in. It's 3-1. And that's the goal that seals it. And just look what it means to every single one of them.
A big thank you to all our commercial vehicle drivers. The world wouldn't work without you.
Welcome back. They're happy enough in that corner. Adam Booth saying to David Haye, keep on breaking his heart.
Yeah, I think by that he means keep on frustrating him, because that's what he's doing. Landed a couple of decent jabs to the body, lovely right hand to the head. And I think he is beginning to frustrate Valuev.
Here's round 3. Valuev, who's been a pro now for 16 years. Don King, who's at ringside, the American promoter, has a slice of him. Leading one of our writers, Ron Lewis of the Times, to come up with the famous line that King had found his Kong.
Well, I think Valuev's going to have to stop throwing single punches if he wants to catch Haye. I mean, against tricky opponents of any description, single punches are the last thing you need. So I wonder if his corner are telling him to put punches together, put them out in threes, and one may land. But single shots, Haye can see them coming.
See, that's the big question already here. Is what Haye is doing enough to win the round with the judges?
I gave him the last round for the jabs to the body and the good solid right hand to the head, because Valuev was sitting fresh here a lot of the time. But I don't really feel that the judges would see it that way. Valuev is the one trying to make this a fight. And in any rounds that are close, he's going to get the nod.
Could be too that Valuev gets tired, you know, carting that 22.5-stone Hulk around the ring trying to chase Haye.
Well, 11 times he's done the 12-round distance, and in most of those fights, it's the last few rounds that have won him the fight. So he's a good 12-round fighter. He doesn't waste too much. There's the right hand again. Left uppercut.
Just mixing in the odd power shot to take the eye of the judges. Valuev does look frustrated. At a press conference this week, Haye said he would make Valuev look silly and embarrass him, and then later in the fight knock him out.
I keep feeling this is a job that's going to get bigger and tougher as it goes along for David Haye. His tactics are bang on, but I mean, he's under constant pressure. He's been forced to move all the while. He can't expect to be dictating things here. He's quick and he's boxing so well on the back foot.
He's having to produce something he's never produced before, Haye, in his career. Invent a new style, but I think outstanding fighters can do that in the way that Arturo Gatti did in his second fight with Mickey Ward, the brawler turned boxer.
Well, he again led with a left hook to the head that landed. So Valuev struggling to find the target here. He's missing. He's becoming frustrated, and he's still throwing single punches. So that's good news for Haye. I think he's landed more punches so far in this round. Valuev just can't time him. A good right hand again. Glancing blow, but a good punch nevertheless.
Yep, now you see me, now you don't, wasn't it, from Haye? He's won that round, I think. In fact, I think he's won the last couple of rounds, and there was even an argument for saying he might have won the first. Whether the judges are giving them to him, that's another matter. shaking his head. Valuev, Jim, as if to say, these aren't registering. I think they might be.
Yep, they're landing, that's the main thing. And Haye sticking with the tactics. We wonder, did he have the discipline? Well, it's only 3 rounds, fair enough. He's shown loads of discipline here. That's not all that a happier corner, is it?
Don't think so, no. Must have known it might be a little bit like this. Haye, with his elusive, speedy tactics, almost like the Grand Prix car against the traction engine. He's making Valuev hit thin air so far. Round 4, but I think a major question in this fight, Jim, is can Haye do this? Will his legs last for 12 rounds? Because he's only been beyond 4 times in his pro career.
Well, on the move, boxing in the back foot is fine if you're making your opponent waste a lot of energy, miss with a lot of punches. But I don't know that that's the case with Valuev. You know, he's solid in his feet, he just keeps edging forward, but really he should be thinking about putting punches together a little bit more. He's still feeding single shots to Haye, which Haye is coping with.
I think Valuev may feel that his time will come. That's where Haye doesn't want to be, trapped in the corner by the ropes, and he got out of it very well, almost like an electric eel.
Well, he's making Valuev leap in with the punches, so at 22 stone, that could take a little bit of the steam out of him. Signs that Valuev really is becoming frustrated.
But the word is on Valuev, people who watch him regularly say that he comes on strong in the second half of the contest, and that may be when Haye does start to tire a little. This is really just the opening couple of chapters in the novel.
Right hand from Valuev there. Not a full power shot, but it landed. He's getting closer to Haye at the moment.
Haye is definitely a hitter. He always has been. He was in the amateurs. He was even as a schoolboy on the streets of Bermondsey, taking on the local schoolboy champions and usually coming out on top.
Valuev is trying to back him into corners. That's the second time he's launched an attack over in his own corner. He's trying to walk Haye into the corners.
Great tactical discipline so far from David Haye, but the italics are for so far.
Valuev doing the greater work in this round. Not landing an awful lot, but Haye not really landing anything at the moment.
There he is, winging away, fast hands with the left hand. Didn't really seem to catch Valuev that clean with that one.
But there's always the question, is what Haye is doing, is it impressing the judges? I wouldn't think so.
Well, they're not noted for being generous to visiting fighters over here, it has to be said. Yeah, that might be true of a few countries as well. And sometimes Britain too, if we're honest with you.
Jab to the body from Valuev. Yep, David missed with 3 shots there. So Valuev's defences and his reflexes were pretty sharp then. Valuev round.
Yeah, I think it was. Great arena here, state of the art, just opposite the Bundesliga football ground here in Nuremberg. And it holds 9,000, and many of the fans, or nearly all of them, very, very close to the ring.
Static,
which makes it brilliant.
You're fainting and then shoot fast and be gone. That's when you're landing the shots that are standing out. Everything else is to make you miss, to show you're controlling this shit, okay? Right. Good. That's because you can read him that easy. Don't get complacent.
They're just having to rein him in a little in the corner. Mick Williamson is there, Jamie Sawyer as well, and Kevin Lidlow, all part of the close David Haye team. They've gone in alone, they've swerved the big promoters, they've got him a heavyweight title fight in only his 3rd fight at the weight. Here's round 5. Valuev towering over David Haye. but he has to land punches consistently to make that weight differential tell.
But he's still in control of his boxing, Valuev. He's still boxing the way he always does. Solid in his feet, edging forward slowly, nudging himself into range before he gets the punches off. On the back foot, you have to be winning rounds pretty conclusively, especially abroad. And that's going to be an added problem for David Haye.
Haye tonight bidding to become only the 7th man from Great Britain to hold any version of the World Heavyweight Championship. Most famously, of course, Bob Fitzsimmons, way back, Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. It's a big, big task. Getting out of range, Valuev. Haye has to do a bit more than he's doing, I'd say, at the moment.
Well, we keep talking about the difference in weight. A good job from Valuev, but the height difference is equally difficult to cope with. He is having to punch upwards, and then your weight tends to go back towards your heels when you're punching high, so you lose the power. Whereas Valuev is stepping into the punches, punching down, you can generate a bit more power.
He's trying to feint a little, Valuev, before throwing his jab. Haye has watched him studiously. They've worked on things. There's 2 punches, 3 punches to the head from Haye. He has to produce these bursts, I think, to get the nod from the judges at ringside.
I think he has to do more work that's going to impress the judges. And that's what's missing. I mean, the tactics are good. The evasive boxing is excellent. But is he coming back with enough?
Again, way out of range. Valuev, even with a huge reach advantage, very light on his feet, making speed count for him, David Haye. But there is this dilemma of these tactics, the only ones I think that could possibly work, given a 7-stone weight differential. Are they enough, these tactics, to win the rounds?
Well, I think the tactics would need to be taking a lot of the steam out of Valuev. Valuev feinting now, upping the pace here. But that's what Valuev has to do. He has to put punches together. He's not imposing himself on David Haye. He's not managing to do that. But I don't know what his corner are telling him. But really, he should be letting punches go and stepping right up close, taking more chances than he's taking.
Spoiling up.
Play on FullTiltPoker.com for your chance to win the last seat at the final table of Poker Million. There's only 1 seat left, and someone will win it at FullTiltPoker.com. The winner goes directly to the final table to be one of 7 players who will compete for nearly $1.5 million. Last chance. Qualifying tournaments are running now, only at FullTiltPoker.com.
I didn't believe it was going to land, you weren't that sure, but that range is almost there. Remember, you've got to spring in fast.
Well, you better hope he's got a full tank of petrol, David Haye. I thought he was just breathing a little heavier, rather ominously, towards the end of that last round, Jim.
Well, pressure takes the energy away from you, and he's under constant pressure. Every move he makes, he's been forced to make that move, and that's what takes it out of you. Valuev boxing at his own pace, and those punches look good, but really glancing blows.
On we go to round 6, moving on towards the halfway point in the contest. This is the WBA version of the World Heavyweight Championship. Is it a coronation night for David Haye, or will the dream die right here?
Valuev trying to look a little bit busier, trying to get a bit of rhythm into what he's doing. He's just feinting with the jab. They're not trying to land, they're just trying to edge his way close. He's trying different things, which is good news for him, I suppose, not for David Haye. I just fear that Haye is a little bit on the negative side.
That's the danger for him, that people will see it like that. They'll say he's not doing enough to take the title away from home.
Good right hand from Valuev. He's feinting now, and you have to expect Haye to slow down a bit. It's the second half of the fight I always worried about for Haye. I hoped he would be in a handy lead at the halfway stage. That's not the case on my card at the moment.
I think some of these rounds were certainly open to interpretation. Valuev's won the last couple, but maybe Haye did open up a lead if you were looking at it from one perspective early on.
Well, I have Valuev 1 point up at the moment, so Haye's well in it. But his defence is up there, but we need to see more of that from David Haye. He has to let more punches go in and get on out of there.
I had Haye a point up going into this round, so just goes to show it open to a different interpretation. Valuev again trying to trap him in the corner. Haye is out of there. Haye's been doing nighttime training for this fight. Even got up and walked at 2 a.m. this morning for an hour, because that's what he was feeling like, that's what his body was telling him. But what he doesn't do is those long endurance runs that most boxers like you did, Jim.
Yeah, well, everyone has their own methods. He became the best cruiserweight champion in the world with those methods, so the work, good left hook. This is what's required, just a little bit more work to catch the judge's eyes. Because for long spells, it's just a little bit too obvious. He's getting himself out of there.
Have to be said, Valuev's been the beneficiary of a number of close-ish decisions in his World Championship fights. When he's nearly always at home advantage, he's got him with a body shot there. The more Valuev can mix it at close quarters with Haye, the more he can make a huge difference in weight tell.
Valuev blocking the right hand there from Haye. He must be frustrated, but again he's keeping his boxing together, because this is what he does. Another round where he has to work the whole 3 minutes under pressure.
Just moving a little quicker. They tried to train him for a bit more speed. Valuev, he's just doing that bit more than Haye at the moment, I fancy.
Shots, right? Other than that, bang on. Okay? Just stop giving him silly shots. Don't get drunk on the success you're having, all right?
I think they think he's ahead in the fight.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself who deserves to be winning these rounds. I mean, David is negative for long spells. It's the right tactics, but we need a few more punches. We need some little bursts of punches to impress the judges. Difficult enough getting a decision over here without doing it on the run, if you like.
The judges are from the United States, Italy and Spain, by the way. I don't know a couple of them. I must say the two European judges, never heard of them before. Tom Miller is the other one from the States. Seen him a few times. Luis Cabon, the referee, who's not really had very much to do so far.
Yeah, you can see him. See again, straight onto the back foot, as you would expect. Valuev just doing exactly the same things. There you can see Valuev has gone ahead in my card over the last couple of rounds. I just don't feel that David has deserved a couple of little punches here and there, but not enough to deserve to win the round. Valuev is working or trying to work for the 3 minutes.
One thing that has happened here is that David Haye is surviving okay and is not getting blown away. Evander Holyfield said after he fought Valuev, he didn't really hit very hard at all for a man of his size. He might be the biggest heavyweight, but he's certainly not the hardest hitting.
Well, Valuev shaking his shoulders out there. That's signs that maybe the first signs of tiredness. You want to get the blood flowing in the arms again, because he has been hitting a lot of fresh air.
I just would have liked to hear the Haye corner tell him that he possibly needed to do a little more to impress the judges each round.
Well, I would have thought the second half of the fight was the tough part for Haye, and that they would be looking to be sure of winning the early rounds. I mean, backing off for 3 minutes and then landing 1 or 2 punches in a round. I mean, there is no way they're going to score those rounds to David Haye. Partly blocked that left hook from Valuev. Well, Haye still looking very strong, and the legs still very quick.
He's trying to go for that left hook. Good counter there with the right hand from Valuev. Came back with one of his own there, showed a bit of speed, really, for such a man mountain.
Yeah, and probably the better punch of the two also. That was quick. I think that speed surprised me. I'm sure it surprised David Haye as well. Getting the jab home now, Valuev.
Can Haye find one big challenge shot, which would really be a big breakthrough in this fight? You just get the sense that it's still there to be won for David Haye, but you really wouldn't want to rely on the three judges here in Germany. You really wouldn't.
Well, I expected things to start becoming tough for David Haye, and there's a couple of signs in this round that that's the case. He's been caught cleanly a couple of times, which Valuev has struggled to do up to now.
Good counter from Haye. Got away again and leers at Valuev across the ring through his gum shield.
This autumn, make your surprise guests smile with superb sausage and mash. Truly irresistible Hampshire breed pork sausages, reared outdoors on British farms. Served with fresh vegetables and British red potatoes that are just perfect for mashing. Feed 4 for £5 with delicious sausage and mash. Another great deal locally from the Cooperative. Good with food.
Do you understand? Yeah. And when you want to punch, feint first to see if he wants to throw. If he doesn't, spring in and sprinkle, okay?
Calm in the corner. Adam Booth, a very close boxer and trainer.
And once you're clear of that, once you're clear, relax and switch on again.
All the training under the railway arches at Vauxhall, is it going to work?
Yeah, well, the better punching, and again, the busier 3 minutes. For me, it was Valuev again. The good right hand there. Double punch, but we need more of it.
8th round. I now have Valuev a point up on my card, having given him all the recent sessions. Still hit and run tactics from Haye, same tactics from the word go. You could argue it's not making for the greatest spectacle, but it's engrossing nonetheless, given the freakish dimensions of Valuev and how much smaller Haye is.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you don't know what it's going to be like until you face a man 7 stone heavier. Well, now he knows.
Valuev is 4-11 now to win this fight, and David Haye 2-1 against. They started 10-11, the pair of them. So the bookmakers think this is going Valuev's way. I just think Haye has to do more. He's going to have to do more than this to win the title here.
Well, Evander Holyfield failed because he didn't throw enough punches. His movement was good, his tactics were good. So he needs to impress the judges a little bit more. It's better.
Just one sharp jab though. Single shots in the main. Haye may need fast combinations then away again. Valuev so strong. It was Haye really who had the questions to answer in this fight as the former cruiserweight moving up.
Well, there's so many missed punches in the fight. I suppose you could score it pretty much a lot of the rounds the way you want to. But unfortunately, Haye is the one with the negative tactics. That right hand was blocked. But Valuev breathing a little bit heavy, which is the first bit of good news.
He's missed so much, Valuev, here, though. How many jabs has he thrown that have not found their target? I mean, he's plodding forward. I don't think you should give points for just walking forward. You've got to land, Jim. You've got to land.
Yeah, but I mean, do you win a round with 2 punches?
Well, I think Haye's winning. I think Haye's winning this round.
Yes, he's much more accurate in this round. This is, thankfully, the best round I've seen from David for the last little while. This is what's needed. You've got to get the punches off. Maybe feint a little bit more. Try to get Valuev off balance, but Valuev still boxing at his own comfortable pace. But I agree, this is a better round for Haye.
Look at it, missed by miles. Valuev telegraphed the shot. Haye slipped it easy, came back with something. He's winning this round. If he keeps on doing this, it'll be better. Look how much Valuev missed by then. Then a body punch from Haye, who's gaining in confidence there. Wounds one up, goes back to his corner, puts the round in the bank. That was better. 8 rounds gone, and I wonder if the best 4 rounds might be the last 4 rounds here.
Свободных легких ударов. И не целься в голову. Не надо целиться в плечо. Да, бей в грудь, плечо. Проходи 2-3 удара, снизу бей. Боковые бей, такие вот загребающие. Когда в середине. От защиты.
No, and he was shaking his arms out several times as though he's beginning to feel the tiredness, trying to get the blood back flowing in the limbs to get the strength back again.
Got to remember too, he's 36, 7 years older than Haye, who will be the fresher fighter. By the way, Valuev's waist is 48 inches, and I don't think your local department store keep that size in stock.
Well, some good work from Haye in that round. Putting punches out, 2s and 3s. Valuev obviously missing. Important stage in the fight.
He needs more of the same here. Needs to repeat that last round in this round. He counter-punched very well. He says all the insults pre-fight were to try to make Valuev fight angry, come to him, make errors and leave himself open to counters. I think we might have a row with the scoring if this goes the distance, you know, big row.
Yeah, well, I've got it close, but I mean, I can see there's a possibility the judges will not like David's tactics. I don't know.
There's a lot of people out there who think that this world heavyweight division, which has had a bit of a charisma bypass operation in recent years, needs Haye's colour and explosiveness. Not that he's been colourful and explosive tonight, but I think he's had to change because it's the only way, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't expect him to stand and trade with someone 7 stones heavier. He's showing little feints now, trying to draw leads from Valuev. Good tactics, but Valuev just taking his time again.
It just might come a point, though, where Haye needs to take the bull by the horns a bit more. Right hand and away again from Haye. Super quick. Stamina's okay so far, no sign of him tiring badly. Valuev 22 stone, 8 pounds, Haye 15 stone, 8 pounds.
Well, Valuev is normally good at getting himself into range, but the speed of Haye really is confusing him. Good right hand again from Haye.
Super punches, that was a combination. And once again, he was nowhere to be seen once the punches had landed. Valuev tried to find him with a counter. He'd gone.
Well, at the moment, Haye has landed 3 decent punches, maybe 4. Valuev has landed nothing. But we're faced with the question, how will the judges like this?
Well, you'd love to think that the fight is being scored fairly on effective aggression and punches landed. We'll see. Wouldn't be the first row, would it, in boxing about a decision?
No, it wouldn't be the first round over here either. Valuev has not landed a punch this round. There goes David. Good right hand again. This is exactly what we need to make it obvious he is landing more punches than Valuev.
Exclusively to Sky Plus HD customers for 1 weekend only. An HD party at your house. Invite your friends and show off your Sky Plus HD. Get free food and drink with a £10 M&S voucher. Then choose a complimentary Sky Box Office HD movie. Choose from The Hangover, Angels and Demons, or Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Go to sky.com/HD party or ask your friend with Sky Plus HD to host one instead.
Welcome back. This is intriguing now in Nuremburg because David Haye, far from fading in the second half of the fight, has probably had his best couple of rounds in the last 2. And this could be very close on the cards. Zimin looks like he wants to fight the fight himself.
Yeah, well, I think he realises he knows what Valuev's like in the corner, and I imagine he doesn't sound all that happy because he just cannot pin this fellow down.
Of course, if it was only about size, maybe Pavarotti would have been world heavyweight champion. There's more to it.
Yeah, well, I have David Haye tightening things up. I had Valuev running away with it a little bit. I'm 3 points up in the last 2 rounds to Haye. So things tight on my card. But I keep stressing, we're over here in Germany, and David is spending a long time on the back foot.
Not that he really had a choice, of course.
No, of course not. But in the last couple of rounds, he's let some punches go. And that's what was needed. And Valuev still pumping out the single shots. I don't know what his corner is telling him, but that's not the tactics against a slippery opponent. You have to put punches together, maybe miss with a couple, be prepared to land with the third or the fourth.
Haye, almost like an annoying wasp, circling a man in a deck chair and getting the odd sting in and getting away again, but he has to keep on stinging. There's a right hand from Valuev there. He almost caught Haye in the corner. Good body shot from Haye. He's making him look dreadfully one-dimensional, isn't he, Valuev here?
Well, he looks that at the best of times, but he's also frustrated tonight. Normally he can get to opponents, he just can't seem to do that tonight with Haye. Just a few more punches is what's needed from Haye. Right hand from Valuev.
Now the guys watching in the studio for us tonight all think Valuev is winning the fight at the moment. Who can tell? Who can tell how these rounds are being interpreted by our judges?
Well, I think Valuev is winning this round, Ian. David is not doing enough. Valuev showing little feints, little threats, a bit more technique in what he's doing, not quite plodding forward the way he was doing earlier.
Fortunes are swinging this way and that, but Haye just might have to become a lot more positive late on in the fight here.
Well, right hand from Haye, but it was blocked by Valuev. Valuev looking a bit more purposeful in this round. He's staying on Haye now, not allowing him to break off and have little breathers. He's staying on him here, and that's what he should be doing, imposing himself, not allowing Haye to dictate the pace.
Left hook from Haye there right at the end of the round, but I think it was Valuev's round.
Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath.
How are they reading it in the corner, I wonder now?
Okay. What about that in 6 minutes' time? Huh? He is going to get desperate. Yeah. You've got to fuck him off. Stop drifting to the corner. Okay. Fidget, and then when he's sent
apologies about the language in the corner.
Because every now and again he switches off after he's done that charge. Get your breath. That's all you got to do.
There's no sense in that corner that they think maybe Haye could be behind in the fight.
Well, it depends, Ian. I've said at the beginning during the build-up, did they really believe they've come here to win the title, or is it to make a big purse? But he's shown the discipline, he's shown the tactics, so we have to give him full credit for that. Shown the belief too, but he needs to be a little bit busier. Remember where we are, even at home, he would be struggling to win a fight with these tactics. The fact that Valuev is missing so much, you can nick rounds onto Haye because he is landing, but his tactics are negative.
This is one American writer once said in a fight rather similar to this: you can't win using Fred Astaire strategy.
I mean, there's times you have to ask yourself, are we impressed? Does David deserve to go home with Valuev's title tonight?
Or does Valuev deserve to keep it, is another question I'd ask, because he's been pretty awful, frankly.
He's been pretty awful, but in every round he's tried to make a fight of it. Everything he's tried to do has been nullified, but nullifying is not enough. You have to come back with something else. And some of the rounds David has done that, but not at the moment.
Bit messy. Referee is almost been unemployed. At last has something to say. I don't think there's been a single clinch in the fight, and that's to Haye's credit. He doesn't want clinches where Valuev can lean on. That's good from Haye. Little smile from him as he landed, but there needs to be more. What worries me a bit is that Haye thinks he's putting these rounds away, and he probably thinks he's winning the fight by a mile.
I mean, you have to ask yourself, if there's only one decent punch landed in a round and one man's been on his back foot for the full 3 minutes, I mean, do you score the round on one punch? I mean, it's aggression, you know, effective aggression, what you're putting into a contest. You know, things have to be taken into consideration. Also, quality of the punches that are landing.
While he's walking, he needs to be thinking of throwing Haye. The leather has to fly a bit now, I'd say, because we're really into the home stretch of this. He's passed the stamina test, Haye, more than passed it. He's got himself in terrific shape for this fight. That much is clear, otherwise the legs would have gone by now.
I mean, he's totally frustrated Valuev all night long. Is that enough to be taking a world title home? I'm not impressed with the haste quite so much this round. Again, not coming back with enough punches. Left hook from Valuev.
Took one, gave one.
Good jab too from Valuev.
He's very rarely been able to get his jab to work in this contest, though, simply because Haye hasn't been in front of him. Left. What are they going to say in the corner?
Last round, okay?
First minute, mugging. Then you've got a counter, but those counters are going and gone.
Valuev 3 points up. I just do not feel that David is doing enough. He's frustrating them, he's making them miss, but not coming back with enough.
Do you understand? All right? Understand?
Big effort from Haye.
So much left in you. You've got to make it miss. Clean.
He needs this round. He definitely needs this round. This looks like it's going to the judges. Last 3 minutes for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the world here in Nuremberg. Valuev has tried to hunt down Haye all night, not with much success, but maybe with enough to get the nod on what is basically his home patch. Even though he's a Russian, he's, in boxing terms, an adopted German, fighting for the local promoter. I wonder what's going through Haye's mind now.
I thought at least once during the fight he would have stepped forward and tried to test Valuev's chin, but he's stuck to the plan. He's shown tremendous discipline, hasn't done that, so we could well be left wondering what if he landed his best shot on that man's chin.
Well,
good shot there.
The plan was based on the fact, I think, that Valuev had never been even hurt in his 16-year pro career. There was no point trying to knock him out. The only way was to try to beat him on points with speed tactics. Whether those tactics have been carried out effectively enough, of course, is the big question. Good right hand from Haye there. He's probably winning the last at the moment. Valuev out of range with his jab, and you could have said that 100 times tonight.
Yeah, David making it obvious that Valuev's missing. Valuev trying to drive himself forward. Two good shots from Haye.
Needs more of that. Sometimes he must feel like it's paper darts against the mouth. Oh, he's got it going with a left hook. What a finish here. Haye gets to Valuev, who definitely did a silly dance there. He nearly took down the giant.
Is David now wishing he had gone for it earlier and tested this man's chin? I just said that half a minute ago. He would regret he hadn't really tested his chin. Well, he tested it there and nearly come up trumps.
And another big left hand from Haye on the right hand too. He's certainly finishing the stronger here. Half a minute left in this round as Haye have to keep on going for it here. Is this enough? He's certainly winning this last round, and he's done this brilliantly in the last round.
He should be giving it everything here. He's away from home. He must know the only sure way of victory here is knockout, and he's shown he's got the power to achieve that.
He's going for it. He had the giant tottering, but not falling. Well, what drama late in the fight. Haye now is conducting the crowd, saying, I've won this, you know. He's certainly made Valuev look very silly, and I just wonder whether we're heading for a big controversy here. The fight is over. Haye thinks he's won it, but has he? How have the judges seen it? How have they read all of that? I have Haye a 1-point winner.
I have Valuev 2 points up. I just think too many rounds where Haye didn't do enough. And just half a minute before that incident, I was saying, I wonder would Haye go home and regret the fact that he didn't really test Valuev's chin. So I have Valuev 2 points up. But we'll see now if David Haye's hit-and-run tactics have impressed the judges. I'd be surprised if they have, especially over here. But I hope with all my heart that they have.
I give great credit to the camp. They devised the strategy. Haye kept to it. It probably was the only way to have a chance of winning the fight. Maybe he is in contention to win it. Or will Valuev get the nod again in a close fight? It was Tom Miller of the United States, one of the judges, Stefano Carosa of Italy, and Juan Garcia Reyes. Now look at this again, Jim.
Well, that's what we're saying. Did he have the power to shake him? And do you know that wasn't even a full-blooded punch? What if David Haye had landed his best shot in Valuev's chin? That was like a cuffing shot with the wrist part of the glove. And look at the state Valuev's in. Shaking his head as though he wasn't hurt, but he certainly was. So I think the question I'm asking, the rounds where David was on the back foot, landing 3 or 4 punches, did he deserve to win those rounds? If the judges decide yes, he's going to go home as champion. But it's difficult, under normal circumstances to get a decision over here. I wonder what if Dave had gone for the knockout earlier. Just run out of time.
But even if he's lost this fight on the cards, he's not been disgraced here. He can certainly come again, can't he? It was no way he was proved not to be good enough or anything like that.
No, I mean, he did tell everybody he was coming to smash Valuev up. Okay, we took that with a pinch of salt. But no, he's proved tonight he can mix it with heavyweights, he can stick to a game plan, he has discipline. And Ian, the scores haven't been announced yet.
No.
Good chance. What he's done has impressed at least 2 of the judges, because let's face it, nothing that Valuev did tonight was all that impressive.
I thought he was awful, frankly, absolutely awful.
Well, he usually is.
He just plodded forward. There's no doubt that Haye is the fighter with greater talent and class of the two. We're going to get the decision shortly from Michael Buffer. Big moment. Has Haye done enough away from home to take Valuev's WBA heavyweight title? They look happy, don't they? But they don't know what the cards say yet.
Well, he's done a good job of what, win or lose, he knows he's done a good job of what, so he's every reason to be proud of himself.
British fans teetering on the edge as well and waiting. Oh, look at this from Haye. He's posing like he's won the World Championship. Let's hope that's not premature from his point of view. Of course, a lot of that sort of stuff is to try to sway the judges, isn't it, while they're hovering. But I think the cards should have been collated by now. It's taking a long time. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Juan Manuel Reyes Garcia scores it 114 even. Stefano Carosa scores it 116-112. And Tom Miller scores it 116-112 to the winner by majority decision. From London, England, the new
David Haye is the WBA heavyweight champion of the world. What a moment! Britain's 7th world heavyweight title holder.
I've never been so happy in my life to be pro-pro. This is tremendous for David Haye and for British boxing.
He did get it right. The judges did appreciate the tactics. It's a magnificent triumph. No fighter in history has given away 7 stones in a fight and triumphed until tonight. Well.
Well, we said if David Haye could get his hands on a version of the title, he would be massive, and he will be massive.
Valuev, he's had a few go his way. This one's gone against him, and it was by 4 points on 2 of the cards.
I have to say, that did surprise me a bit, Ian. It was as wide as that, but they liked what David did. Fair enough. He boxed on the back foot, he landed punches. I thought in too many of the rounds it was a little bit negative, but thankfully the judges have seen it the other way.
He said he'd make Valuev look a bit silly. Do you know something? I think he did a bit. He just hit thin air most of the time, Valuev, in that fight.
Yeah, well, he said